How do, ladies, gents and others? It's me, Royston Shaw Management Potential, and today we're going to be listening along to every single track and then talking about them afterwards on the album Tsunami Sea by SPIRITBOX, as dictated by this poll that you may have seen if you are savvy on YouTube and you know where the poll posts are and stuff. You may well have voted in it, and if you did vote, there's a 57% chance that you voted for this album. Now, why did I put a poll up? Well, the idea that I had for this, it was to every Friday come on here, pick one of the new released albums, of which there's usually dozens, and listen to it in full and do a review at the end. But the second week of me deciding to do that is Easter weekend, and there's been very little released this weekend. The only album of interest that I could find was a new album by Superheaven, which not that many people voted for. So we've gone a bit backwards. I thought maybe the Thornhill album, maybe Deaf Heaven, lots of people were raving about that one, but by far the runaway winner is SPIRITBOX. So SPIRITBOX Tsunami Sea, that's what we're going to be looking at. 11 critics have rated it an average of 89. And I can tell you, there's a couple of contrarians lower down that are pulling that down. Most people are 90 and 100. There's a lot of perfect scores from critics for this album. But there's also the user score is a fair bit lower, which probably just a lot of haters. SPIRITBOX, for anyone who doesn't know, have a female vocalist, which almost means you'll get lots of zeros before you release anything, because lots of people who can't get laid do that on the internet. But I do kind of think that maybe this is one that critics love and that the man on the street loves a little less, which usually means it's a bit pretentious, which for anyone who's watched videos on the channel before means it'll probably be right up my street. Without much more ado, let's get into this. But first, this video, because I don't need to wait until the album's out to record it, this video is going to go up on Ko-fi on Wednesday. So if you're only seeing this on Friday, you're 2 days later than you might have been. If you want to get videos early, and if you want to support me, because let's face it, I'm not going to be able to monetize this, am I? Please go to the description, the link for Ko-fi. And as I'm sitting recording now, I am wearing a Royston Shaw Main hoodie, and I just pulled it, even though I don't have a camera, you don't need to look at me, and knocked my knuckle really hard on the desk, so that was nice. But you can stay knuckle pain free, and get that really hurt, and get one of these nice hoodies, or any of the other merch that I've got, also from the link in the description. There's the shameless plug done. Let's go. First track is called Fata Morgana, which I think is Latin. I presume the fate of Morgana. Instead of guessing, shall we just listen and find out? Yeah, let's do that. Oh! That's a big noise. That's a big, big sound. Oh! Oh, bob that head in a circle, just do it. There it is. That's how you move for this bit. Ooh. That's not what I expected the chorus to be here. Oh, that's haunting. Ooh. I didn't expect to drop away before this bridge. Oh, that's nice. I'm turning it up. Whoa! Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, I see ya. Alright. Alright. If this is going to bleed into... Okay, I'm going to pause it a bit early in case that bleeds into track 2, Black Rainbow. Alright, so the point of the first track of an album is to set the stall out of what's about to happen, what's coming, what can I expect. And based on that, what I can expect is chunky riffs, kind of swaying... It had like a swaying motion, it was really nice. But it's also heavy as shit. And I didn't sit down. I'm sat down. I didn't sit still throughout. And if there's something I can expect from the rest of this album, it's a painful neck at the end, because I was I was all over the place, like headbanging. My feet were going on their imaginary drum kit pedals. Yeah, that was really really good. In terms of what it was about, I was picking up bits and pieces, but I've got to be honest, I wasn't really reading the lyrics that much. I was just more kind of feeling it. But fate is a mirage, hold me up till the morning, a waiting phenomenon, let it go without warning. That's kind of... Well, actually, let's tie it into that bridge. So stagnation is fatal. So you have to keep moving. Let go of my conscience. So I'm guilty about something that's keeping me in a place from beyond the pale, so someone that's dead. So guilt over somebody that's died is having me stay in a place where I really need to move on from. And maybe I thought it was fate that's keeping me there, but fate isn't real, and I'm telling myself that. Hold me up till the morning. Yeah, so I'm awaiting a phenomenon from something from beyond the grave, but I just need to let it go. Yeah, cool. That's a really cool song. Really enjoyable. I'm going to rate track by track this time, I think. Why not? So the average over here... Oh, there's a 72. That's an outlier. Be interesting to hear that one. But let's not skip ahead. Crystal Roses. Fata Morgana, 84. So I'm a little harsher on a 10 scale. 8 for me would be like excellent. And then 9 is outstanding, one of the best things I've ever heard. And then 10 is like perfection. Was that an 8? I don't personally think it quite was. But it's the first track of an album. It's not really meant to be. It's meant to just be kind of an introduction to what the sound's going to be. I'm going to whack a 77 on that. Although, if the tracks that follow build on what that started, that I might increase that. Like, if this album ascends from that point, like, this is all subject to change. Let's just say it like that. Anyway, track 2, Black Rainbow. Okay. Electronic build. Oh! Yeah, man. Okay. Oh! There goes my neck again. I'm swinging my neck around. Oh, I was too slow on that. Sorry. I'll rewind. I didn't expect it to jump quite that quickly, and I wasn't watching the timer. I was completely gone. That was awesome. That was so cool. Like, that opening and ending riff was fantastic. When the vocoder came in for verse 1, I wasn't too sure. But then the first couple lines of the chorus, I was like, okay, where are you going to go? And then, yeah, as soon as you started the repeated mantra, excellent. I'm going to lock in 82 on that, and the average is 84. So I'm still a bit below the average, but, you know, I'm not the kind of person that, well, those averages will be a lot of people just whacking 100 on everything, and probably some people whacking 0 on everything. Oh, incels are so petty. But I think, again, lyrically, we're quite interesting here. So inside the midnight, you've been slithering. So you're a creature of darkness, and you're sneaky, you're evil. You form the column's deficiency, so you're the weakness in your clan, in your crew. You're the weak link, and I latch onto you. I'm onto you. I know you're the weak one. We repressurize. Infrared paradise. I'm unsure what that means. Like, is it that just we're taking them out, or we're absorbing them? Dissolve, displace, rejoice, repeat kind of tells you, so we're constantly looking to pick off the weak, or the evil, or both. And we dissolve them into ourselves, displace them, take their place, celebrate, and then do it again. Interesting. And beyond the black rainbow, could mean death. Like we in the previous song, we're talking about Beyond the Pale, which would also be death. I'm intrigued. Again, I'm not doing exploring the concept. I'm not going through all these lyrics and trying to figure out exactly what the story is. Just kind of listening to it, vibing with it, seeing what I think of it, and then, you know, exploring it a little after. But I'm intrigued by the concept of this. I'm loving the sound of this, that kind of like old school architect style wall of sound, like that very Tom Searle kind of sound, with some, you know, electronic elements in there, which I think what architects are trying to do, and they're not doing it as well as this. I don't think. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was that was great, and I'm really excited to get on to track 3. So let's just go. I just want to play it. Perfect Soul. Whoa. Yeah, drummers, show up, mate. Oh, that was good. Very, very, very interesting. So, I said this wasn't exploring the concept, but I can't help myself. So, this feels like a step in time backwards from the previous two tracks. So in the first two, we're already talking about needing to move on from a death and being in the world of death, encountering things there and growing ourselves. But then this seems to be towards the one that killed us. So sharpen your knife on the stone, cover me up before you go, so delicate the orchids grow. So again, all things about we've been killed. I pray that the rain will wash me up. No. Where was... Oh, it's the second verse, isn't it? So obviously I can't let go of where you buried me, so cover up the well and leave. A gift to summon the spring. So it's like she's given herself up, knowingly, knowing that these 1,000 eyes watching, waiting, the things from the previous song perhaps, can help her grow and she can get back. But then we give up on that at the end. This dream is all it'll ever be. It's very interesting. It's I don't know if it is a concept album or if it's just... Well, actually, it's definitely a concept album. They've all followed similar themes. But I don't know if it's a story concept album or just like a... we're just creating this vibe of this place, of this black rainbow. Yeah, either way, I'm well in. I don't think I like that as much as Black Rainbow, but it's definitely... I'd say an 80, and I'm going to already bump this to 78. All right, keep sweet. Okay. Talking about Latch Onto Again. Yeah. Okay. Passionless in a passive life. What a line. Yeah, keep building. Take your time. Tease it out. Oh, hoo-hoo! Excellent. That's the best one yet, I think. For me, anyway. Yeah, in case we fade into another song, I'm going to stop there. Keep sweet. So many lines in this I thought were good. Which was the one that I repeated straight? Oh, yeah. You constantly infantilize passionless in a passive life. Entitlement just to pull out every seam. That's such a good line, and it really paints the picture of this song. So again, I kind of feel like we're going backwards through a story, if there is one, but there's so many repeated ideas, like what was it, latch on to? Yeah. So I felt like in verse 1, well, it starts with I see a passage in my mind, so that maybe we're seeing our future or our past. I need more to piece this together. I'm not going to do it again, am I? I'm not going to listen to a second album, 2 out of 2 albums where I'm like, I need to do a full video on this and go deep in it. I don't want to keep doing those. They take so long and get so few views. But yeah, there's repeated things like latching on to. This feels like something from the first 2 songs where we're talking about battling these monsters. So maybe they're inside, maybe they're metaphorical. Well, they're definitely metaphorical, but maybe they're metaphorical, and the rest of this story is not, because what else we talk about here seems to be a violent, or at least abusive, if not necessarily violent, partner. That's why she keeps sweet to keep safe, temper in a heat wave. So it's like, I know that if I say anything, you're going to fly off the handle and do something violent, probably. The rest of the album's been violent, so probably violent. So I keep sweet to keep safe. I stay cool even when you're losing your shit angry. But she wants to get rid of her heart because he's taken so much from it. I keep saying he. Might not be he. Doesn't say he anyway, does it? It says you. It's in second person. They take it away from us, so we just want to take it away ourselves. So maybe we weren't killed. Maybe we did that ourselves. Nearly said a word that gets this video blocked on this platform, because let's not talk about mental health issues. Let's just pretend they don't exist, YouTube. I thought that song was fantastic. It's the best one on the album. Do other people think so? No, this is a step down for most people. I'm going to whack this on an 84. I thought that was great. In fact, it's so good I kind of want to knock this one down by 1. This is going to move around all over the place. Soft Spine. I think I heard this. I've heard this. Woohoo, yeah. Regicide. have a suspicion. I don't want to look this up because I don't care enough. But tell me in the comments, did SPIRITBOX by any chance have a beef with another band or musician, a male? Because that's what I'm reading now. I'm a witness to your regicide, so regicide killed a king. Or any kind of royal, could also be queen. I don't think there's a different word for when it's a female, so I think it just means a royal. Could be referring to herself, or it could be, well, no, because she's the witness. You can't, well, of course you witness yourself get killed. You're there. Is this about an interband beef? Because if it is, and if the whole album is, then, then it makes sense, kind of like this horrible wanker killing people, all the talk of like these horrible creatures of all these eyes, all these teeth. I guess it could just be haters and like the rest of the scene coming after them, I suppose. It's less interesting though to me. I know it's probably more interesting to other people to hear, oh, it's about real things. I prefer fantasy things in my media, at least anyway. Like, talk about hell. Anyway, no, you can talk about whatever you want. Right, it's your songs, right, whatever you like. I actually found that song a lot less interesting than the others. Is it joint top? No, it's outright the highest rated on average. For me, it's going to be my lowest. I didn't really vibe with that. I didn't think it was that good. I think maybe it's because it's like, I was going to say it's the heavier one, but I didn't think it was heavier. It wasn't heavier than Black Rainbow. Yeah, I'm going to go like a 73. I didn't really like that much. Well, I've given it a 73. This is all relative. If I didn't like it, I'd get like a 40. I still enjoyed it. Just not as much as the tracks that have gone before. Next up, title track, Tsunami Sea. That's very Architects coded. So I just need to pause it for a second to figure out what Architects riff that is. That sounds. Is it Match Made in Heaven? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Sounds a lot like that. I'll go back to the beginning. Apologies. I like that. Okay. That's really nice. I really like that. Woo! Yeah, that's so good. In case it builds upwards in the last 3 seconds to the next song, I'm gonna pause. I thought that was way better than the last one. There were so many good lines in here, and I kind of made noises when they happened. It's involuntary. I don't do that just for videos. I do that anyway. It annoys people. Yeah, there is an ocean between us, hurricanes and flash floods, where perfection is a currency. So that's just so. It's just so. I don't know. Perfection is a currency. So it's like, to survive here, you have to be perfect. You have to do everything right. And if you do anything wrong, it's gone. So this is, again, I feel like we're back in that tumultuous relationship again, where we have to keep sweet to keep safe. And yeah, you hold your breath for someone I'll never be. Where was that other line? You bleed into every colour that my mind can conceive. You only love the ideation of me. And the music felt like that. That's why I made that noise when that line came up, because the music felt like that. So it's like, you've put me on this pedestal and you expect so much of me because of that. But I'm flawed, I'm imperfect. Perfection is a currency, but I don't have it. And that's what makes you angry, and that's why this doesn't work. That's what I get from it on a first read anyway, and that's a really cool idea for a song, and it's a really good song. I know I said at the beginning about the Architects riff, and it is very similar, but there's only so many chords and only so many orders you can play them in. But yeah, excellent song. Really, really enjoyed that. Much better than Soft Spine. I'm not sure why that's the top rated. I thought it was kind of dull, but this one, is it the best one yet? No, it's not as good as Keep Sweet, but it's in that range. I'm gonna go, yeah, same as Black Rainbow, 82. I liked that. Right. Yeah, sorry. I just noticed there wasn't a save button. I was like, what? So I had to scroll down a little bit. That confused me. Could you tell that confused me for a second there? Right, let's keep going. A haven with two faces. Okay. Proggy. We've done architects, now it's Tesseract time. Let's fucking have it. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Switch up mid-song, alright. Ooh, yeah. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Keep going. Don't end. Outstanding. Sorry if I'm shouting, by the way. I have it turned up really loud, at full volume. Again, I feel like we're fading into another song, so I'm going to pause. But wow. Yeah, I said it kind of in the middle. We've left behind the architectsy sound, although not entirely, but that was more proggy genty. That felt very Tesseract, and that is a compliment coming from me. I fucking love Tesseract. Yeah, lyrically so evocative, like so many visual ideas in the lyrics, which really helps you to just kind of, weirdly helps you to not pay attention to the lyrics because you're kind of picturing things instead. But this haven has two faces. One is to create and one is to replace it. So I built myself a life, myself a world, and then you took it from me. It's what I'm taking from that. And then it's all just hoping it still comes back to me. Beautiful. The best song on this album by a mile. The best SPIRITBOX song I've heard. What's it rated? Him with Two Faces, 84. You're waffling. I'm going 92. I thought that was outstanding. That's the best thing on this album. Definitely the best song I've heard tonight. Jesus, that was good. No Lost, No Love. Yeah. Ooh.
I was born in an estuary destined to the sea. I was surrounded by pearls that I could not eat and diamonds that I could not drink. In a bleached cavern of bones, I reached my destination.
Not sure on these bits.
An island of solace beneath a corpse's feet. I can feel something sinister under the surface. I know an island that breathes is a body that eats, and now it's showing its teeth. Under the surface I say, now it's showing its teeth. Under the surface I say, now it's showing its teeth.
Got in there in time. It's really good placement on the album. I was thinking that immediately, like after that last song. I think like I was thinking before I hit play again, a big heavy one would fit well here in the album, and it did. I didn't enjoy the interludes. I understood what they were going for, and I like a jarring tonal shift. But the thing that you're jarring tonal shift to, has to be interesting enough that I don't just kind of like pull out. I didn't feel like it was. Lyrically, it fits with the rest of the tracks. I liked this line: "Misery is a delicate lace silence as it covers my face." So lace covering your face is like a veil for a funeral. So again, we're on that death theme, we're on that vengeance theme, we're on that kind of lifeless, not really feeling theme, and like sediment slides, it's like we're going into the ground. This one just didn't hit as well, and I'm getting a feeling that maybe they're like heavier songs, like Soft Spine, the heavy short ones, just aren't really my bag from these. I prefer when they're longer and more complex about it, and that probably does make me pretentious. This was better than Soft Spine, but not much. 75. Crystal Roses is next, and it's another 3-minute. Is it another chonky try some electrics? Let's find out. This already works better than the last one. Committed to it more. If you're going to do electronics, this is a much better way to do it. They've committed so much more this time. This is a lot better. Oh, I want another 2 minutes of that. I want that to really like launch out of the blocks and go full on like metal and EDM at the same time, and really like melt my face off at the end. Oh, a lot of promise. Like if that's where they're gonna go with their sound, and like this is the one that is way lower rated than everything else. So probably not. For me, I'm not going to rate it the lowest. I think it was pretty good. I quite liked that, and I understand why Spiritbox's usual fans probably didn't. But yeah, if that has another, even just one more minute on it of like thick heavy at the end, to just, you know, so that we've built to that, I thought that was really good. I'm going to give that an 81. Not 114, an 81. I thought that was good. Like, yeah, I enjoyed that. And we're nearly at the end. Ride the wave. Let's have it. That was nice. That's a very good song. But I'm finding a bit of an issue. I noticed on the last track, after I started playing this, I noticed I didn't really say anything about any of the lyrics on the last one. And it's because it's just more of what I've already said. There's lots of things about islands, there's lots of things about bodies of water, there's lots of things about death, and coming back, and vengeance, and miscommunications. It's all on theme, but each song isn't really varying enough from that theme to really like keep me going and looking into it that deep. I'm just kind of listening to it now, which is a shame, really. And I think the real shame is that as I'm looking at these numbers and knowing, putting together now what I'm gonna give the album, I think I'm gonna have to knock some of these down a little. I'm gonna give that 78. I'm gonna move this to I'll give it the same. I'm gonna bump this down a bit. Bump this down a bit. Oh, this is sad, isn't it? TSUNAMI, I'm gonna leave. Soft Spine, I'll bump that down even further. It isn't very good. Keep Sweet, still a good song. Perfect Soul, maybe like there. Black Rainbow is still good, 81. And I'm going to leave Fatima Ghana. I think, coming back to that, I think that was a good opener. But yeah, so far, Haven with Two Faces is a standout banger of a track on this album. The rest of it is good. Some of it's even very good. But it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just gone on a little bit too long without doing enough that was new. I can see a lot of people kind of clearly didn't like Crystal Roses and maybe didn't recover that well from it. I actually thought that track was fine. My stumbling blocks have clearly been the shorter, punchy, heavy ones, because I just don't think they fit within the rest of what the sound is doing. Like Ride the Wave and Haven, and even kind of like TSUNAMI Sea and Black Rainbow, do they really fit with like Soft Spine and No Lost No Love? I don't really feel like they do. I think the ordering of the album flows fine. Like, how long have we been recording now? An hour and 5 minutes. It hasn't felt like that. So, it has gone past quickly. It's just, as I'm getting to the end now, I'm realising, like, there's a lot of repeated themes, there's a lot of repeated everything, really. And that's kind of pulled the whole thing down a little bit for me, which is sad. But it's how it is. We're reviewing albums here. It's how it works. Let's see what the closer can do. Let's see if I'm going to change all these numbers back up again after a banger of a closer. Let's find out. This is Deep End.
Couldn't call back my desire.
Ooh, that's very nice. Very, very nice.
You're an island with a clear view. On the tidal wave, pull me back to you. I would die. I would die. Down in the deep end, I couldn't see straight. I shouldn't be here, watching the world fade. Wind on the current, carry the wrong way. Down in the deep end, lost in my own waves.
That's really nice. Are we going to end like this, or are we coming back in? So I was doing my best not to read any of the track descriptions, because I feel like they sometimes give too much away. Like, they point me in a direction of what I'm meant to read and what I'm meant to feel. But this one, I think the word tribute caught my eye, and so then I read the rest. And I'm not going to go back and read the others. But if, like, it's saying that this is just the last song that's a tribute to a former band member. But I wouldn't be surprised if his death is what this entire album's about. Like we mentioned, the tsunami in a tide pool, which is a great way of expressing that. Like, when someone close to you, especially someone young, like old people, you kind of expect them to die. Like, you know it's going to happen, you're prepped for it. But when someone your age dies, when you're not that old yourself, it's weird. I had a friend die when I was 16. He was also 16. And it took me ages to really wrap my head around it. Like, I couldn't really fathom that happened, because it's just so strange, and it just puts everything to this weird perspective. And I kind of think that that's what the entire album's about, then, isn't it? There's like it's this battle of trying to come to terms with that, and not just the fact that someone you loved has died, but also like your own mortality, and trying to accept that. And that shines a different light on the album, and it makes it look a bit better, actually. I'm not going to go through all the tracks again, but yeah, really nice ending, really nice way to end this album. I'm gonna give it an 80. I think that was good. I think that was really good, really, really good. Just because these scores are lower, other than a couple of them, than what's over here, doesn't mean I don't like it. If I didn't like it, these numbers would be considerably lower. Even a 70 means I think it's a good track. I do a 10 score properly. I know it's a 100 score, but yeah, it's just a 10 score with a decimal. So yeah, I'm gonna lock those in, and I think for the album as a whole, I almost don't want to write it, because it's what the average currently is, but it's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a 78. I think this is good. It's a very good album, and I'm going to say that. I think I don't write massive reviews, just a very strong album with introspective thoughts and feelings, that isn't afraid to try things, even if it doesn't always pay off. Should be a comma there, shouldn't there? There. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a a really good album. I've really enjoyed that, especially A Haven with Two Faces. You know, you saw me click favourite on it. That's going to get played a lot more, including right now, because as soon as I finish this, it's time for me to cook a meal for tonight. And yeah, if you listen to this on Wednesday or Thursday of the week it comes out, thanks for supporting me on Ko-fi. I really, really, really appreciate it. If you listen to it on Friday or any time after, I really appreciate you too. Anyone who listens to these, anyone who comments, anyone who likes, anyone who shares, subscribes, etc. is all really, really cool. I kind of just do this because I enjoy waffling about music. So anyone who enjoys listening to me, I appreciate all of you more than you could ever know. So, yeah, until next time. Nope, that's not how I sign out. Until the future, drive safe.